Thanks, Deputy Chair. It seems everyone's talking about South Africa, and obviously, without further building on the events of yesterday, just wanted to note that the prevarication by Cricket Australia over this incident is very, very disappointing. We've had the Australian Sports Commission come out and say that in an instance in amateur Olympic sport, the athlete will be sent home immediately and on the next plane. Throws into light just a completely inadequate response from Cricket Australia. I accept the need for an investigation, but where someone enters a guilty plea, there traditionally is no trial. That person is guilty. I'm happy to have an investigation of everything else around those individuals, but once you're guilty, we need Cricket Australia to act, and reducing a match fee to 25% is patently inadequate and has embarrassed this nation over the last 48 hours, far more potentially than the incident itself. But on longer-term issues, Deputy Speaker, and the murders and the slaughters of South African farmers, I want to say this incredibly complicated issue, which obviously generates a great deal of interest and concern in this country, needs to be dealt with extremely carefully in this parliament if it does come to questions of the government in particular. And we need to be extremely cautious of the words we use around this issue, lest it actually do more harm than good. There's a tiny town in South Africa, Deputy Speaker. It's the longest place name in that nation. Translated into English, it says 2 buffaloes with 1 bullet, absolutely dead, and ends with Fontaine. And what we're talking about here is a single, carefully crafted strategy that gets both governments on board to finding a sensible solution. Now, from here, I'm not going to meddle in South African domestic policy. That's definitely not the job of anyone here. But we can make sure that the very, very impressive immigration system for which we have relied on for so long, and the visa subclasses around humanitarian protection are there to be used. My concern specifically is that DFAT might have taken a position that there is simply no grounds for using them in South Africa, and I simply urge my own department to look carefully at recent cases, at the 5-year increase in attacks on farmers, and the very, very clear language coming out of a political party which is part of the parliament in South Africa. And here is a comment. We need to unite as black people. There are less than 5 million white in South Africa versus 45 of us. We can kill all this white within 2 weeks. We have the army and the police. If those who are killing farmers can do it, what are you waiting for? Now, that is a voice within South African political life. I acknowledge the important role that Cyril Ramaphosa plays in this very sensitive issue. That is a decision for South Africa. But here we need to ensure that these cases are thoroughly investigated and we do not take a default position that these people are not eligible because of the colour of their skin. There is no racist overtone here, except that we are seeking the reverse, fair and equal treatment of people wherever they live, and under our immigration system that we are perfectly capable of delivering it.